Oh, it's been forever. Doesn't it feel like?
Has been.
Oh.
Now, you've lost a lot of weight since the
Yes.
last time I saw you.
So that's a big reason why I'm here.
Why? Do we know why?
We don't. I have a feeling like there are thyroid problems throughout my family. My sister, my mum, everyone, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
They have the version where it's like the opposite of me. So
Yeah.
I lose weight, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't really understand, yeah? Because I've seen Nicole a couple times.
Yeah.
And she has said that she fully knows, believes, and trusts that this is obviously not intentional. Like, even I'm too skinny for myself. Like, I am not enjoying it. But I did what you said, and I filled my house full of like frozen instant meals, everything. I've been eating how much I should be.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm at the point I was going to weigh myself before I got here. I might jump on
Yeah, just go on that, yeah.
Because it's not great. It's just on 50.
So it's 50.3, but that's with all your clothes on.
Yeah, and I've been ovulating, and apparently that means it can be inaccurate or something because of like water and bloating, and so the only time I've hit the 50.3 is during ovulation. Up until then, it was 47. I think I got to 48 tops. Now, as I said to Nicole, I was like, this is the size I was when I was doing the delectable behavioural outpatient stuff at the private clinic, when they came down and told me, you need to be admitted into hospital.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not going to happen. And they told me I had anorexia nervosa, and it was a Friday afternoon, and they basically said to me, if you don't voluntarily come, we're going to make you.
Yeah.
And that was horrible. So I spent like 2.5 months in the hospital.
Oh, which hospital?
Albert Road Clinic.
Okay.
And for the first month, for example, so I was an inpatient, but I was still allowed to like go out and come back and, you know, sort of whatever.
Yeah.
But I was being weighed on those hardcore medical scale things, right?
Yeah.
3 times a day. And obviously they're monitoring me. So I'm having to eat breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, supper, right?
Yeah.
And for an entire month, I did not gain even 100 grams. And they truly believed that I was lying, that I was taking laxatives, throwing up, exercising, doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So then they put me on full lockdown, that I was not allowed to leave the hospital at all.
Yeah.
And I had to be escorted to every meal with a professional. So it was like highly insane. Then it was like everything got changed. So dietitians got brought in. Like, obviously the Albert Road is one of the most top-notch clinics, yeah?
Yeah.
So they had like this 5-star chef thing, right? It's like a hotel hospital, honestly. But yeah, they started coming in the morning. So they would have to weigh me before I even used the bathroom, weigh me after, escort me to the room, stay with me, and I was monitored around the clock, and then they just kept increasing it. So I was eating more than I'd ever eaten in my life, and it wasn't helping anything. And so not only was I having to eat all of these insane meals, they started adding those sausage and hospital drinks as well, right? Yeah. And
so how many years ago was this?
2014 maybe, 2015.
10 years ago.
Yeah, when it was, so it was right before I was put like fully on the diet there. I have been admitted into that hospital twice. Second time was in 2015 for a suicide attempt. And But yeah, it was insane. Like, and when I originally was put in hospital, I was like 47 kilos, right?
Okay.
And they told me for my height, the minimum BMI was 56. I told them they may as well just move me in because that was never going to happen. I was like, I don't see how I could get to 56 ever. Like, I've just never been that big. 53 was the maximum I'd ever gotten.
Okay.
Anyway, the doctor was like, this isn't a negotiation. And I was like, well, it kind of needs to be unless you really want me to move in. I said, so I tried to counteract with him. And I'm like, how about we meet in the middle at 52?
Yeah.
And again, he's this top psychiatrist trying to say to me, well, that's not where you need to be. And I'm saying, well, I don't know what you want me to do. I've been here a month. I haven't gained 100 grams, which is insane, let's face it, right? And I truly wasn't doing anything. Nobody wants to be in a hospital for 2.5 months. I mean, I personally like going into hospital just to be pampered sometimes, but not like that.
No.
And then they brought in this like top-notch thyroid person. Oh, I knew there was something I was meant to bring, because that's when they were like, okay, there has to be a medical reason causing something, right? And I remember having to have all of these appointments with this top-notch thyroid person, and they did all these tests. And all I remember was that the results came back that I do have something that is causing this. I don't remember all the details. I have paperwork all over my house at the moment getting sorted, but I obviously needed to see you because it's been ages. And once I figure out, I will go through everything and bring what is potentially relevant. Because Nicole was like, I'm beyond stressed out. She goes, I truly think it's a medical thing. And she said, have you asked Elaine about, like, is she testing for literally everything? I was like, I'm not the doctor. I know I've had lots of blood tests, urine tests. I don't really know. My sister, again, is like, you have to ask your doctor about thyroids because she has to take meds. My mum has to take meds. There's this whole thing. But all I know is I've been doing what you said. I went out and I've honestly spent like $700 on freaking groceries. To make it easy, and I am 100% eating the amount a person would eat, and like I said, it wasn't until I started ovulating, and you've tested me for that stuff, and I ovulate so much, it's crippling. And well, it turns out I don't know anything about hormones, because my sister had to fill me in on the fact that when you're ovulating, you could become more anxious. Because when I asked you to call me, I don't even know what was going on. But I think it's all changed now because officially I've finished uni.
Oh, good.
Like, it's all finished. So I don't know if I think I may have told you on the phone, but I'd already passed the last unit before I'd even had to sit the last exam. So how amazing is that?
That is good. So that's one big stress of you.
And I'd been working out my grades wrong the entire time because I'm an art student. So it means that my WAM is way higher than I thought it was going to be. So, yeah.
Good.
I must admit, I think about that story you told me all the time. Like how you ended up here and just how perfect it is. And, like, your stories inspire me. Like my mom can't get over the fact that you're a GP the way you are.
Oh, really?
She's like, you talk about your GP. She goes, do you? Because I mentioned something about how we were talking about getting a car. And my mom's like, you talk about this stuff with your GP? I'm like, I trust my GP more than anybody in the world. I said, I will talk to you about everything. That's what makes you the best doctor ever.
I'm a general advisor of life.
But you care. You care enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Which is good.
Oh, it's amazing. I felt so guilty because I would never want you to think that I would abuse the fact that I had your number. And I was stressing because I tried to do it online. I called the clinic. I did the whole thing and nobody could tell me anything. And I was panicking.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was so grateful. So thank
That's
you.
okay. We've got like a bunch of newbies, so that's probably why
That's probably
nobody
why.
could tell you anything.
Because I've spoken to the actual account manager directly, because I've had my card on file for so long,
Yeah.
and sometimes when I'd see you, they'd meant to charge me, and then it would be like 2 weeks later, and then they'd charge me this insane amount of like $200, and I'm like, you guys realize I'm on disability, right? Like, if you take money out of my account that I don't know is taken out, I get bank fees.
Yeah.
And it happened on so many occasions.
Really?
Yeah, so it was all fine. I said, look, I don't think I should be discriminated against simply because I don't feel comfortable with the card on file. But I was like, I won't leave a lane. Yeah, I was like, I will follow her wherever she goes. Do you know what I mean? Like, as I've said to my friends and family, they keep increasing the out of pocket, and I'm like, it doesn't matter to me because you are worth it, and you're the best fucking doctor ever.
Thank you.
As I said to my chiropractor this morning, don't want any of you to retire anytime soon.
Yes.
But yes, something's going on.
Something is going on.
It's frustrating for me too, because I was really happy with the way I was at.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what's happening.
The last time you had bloods with us was in November last year, so it wasn't actually that long ago.
That's what I thought, and I know you check for everything.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that we have to go into more specialized testing.
Maybe.
So the full blood count was fine, your inflammation marker's fine, iron.
What about
your
those
iron was
three?
actually better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one? Why I'm covered in bruises? Is there any? What do you call?
That can be, well, we can do a different test for that.
Okay.
So basically, all right, so the concept is the concept, because a lot of patients don't actually understand the concept. Imagine when we do a blood test on you, we're going to a supermarket.
Okay.
Okay. So when we say, okay, let's do a general checkup, we're going to get our bread, our milk, our eggs, but we are not going to get specifically the chocolate mint slice.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So, but if you say, I want everything to do with chocolate, then I will go there and get you your chocolate mint slice.
Right? Makes sense. Yep.
So this is what happens. So like with the thyroid, we do, like, there's 5 different thyroid tests, which...
Didn't know that.
Exactly. There's 5 different chocolate mint slices. There's 5 different thyroid tests. So when we do a general blood test, we test for the most common one.
That makes sense.
But we don't do the other 4. Otherwise, you would bleed dry if we did every test. It was like buying every item inside a supermarket.
I've had blood tests so many times. I've fainted once, but that was when they got to 11 tubes or so.
God.
And I was like, fair enough.
No.
You know? I think I made it to 9 before I passed out, and that was,
With your iron, do you take iron supplements?
I have been, yeah.
Good. Keep
I'm
taking them.
taking like the multi-woman's one,
Yes.
the vitamin D.
Yes.
I had this zinc, whatever that one was.
Yeah.
Like I filled all my meds this morning because I'm so confused about scripts and this and everything these days. And I know that there are scripts I need. Zinc. Let me think. I'm pretty sure that's the one I've had. I just need to get it again. Like I said, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
There are meds I need to get. Yeah, I honestly hadn't even thought of it until I got here, unfortunately, but I will definitely find the paperwork because I know it was very specific thyroid testing they did, because I remember the specialist sitting in a boardroom with me, literally drawing diagrams on how it all worked and telling me why mine was so out of whack, because you can imagine a month and not even 100 grams.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to anybody.
What did the specialist find? So he came in, and what happened after? What happened?
They, like I said, they did do a bunch of tests.
Yeah.
I don't fully remember the outcome. I'm positive I don't even remember which is called which. I'm positive I've got the one that's opposite that my sister and mum had.
Yeah.
in the end, though, like I said, he was trying to get me to 56. I eventually wore him down because I was like, I'm 47. This is crazy. I managed to convince him to meet me at 52. Believe you me, top psychiatrist. Not as easy as it sounds, but I got there. Still, mind you, at the last month and a half, I was literally watched like a hawk. There were cameras on me, staff with me constantly, not allowed to use the stairs, have to do this. And another thing that they were super concerned about, and I guess it all ties in, is that they were really worried I was going to have a heart attack. Right? So 3 times a day, first thing, middle and evening or whatever, they would make me lie down and do the blood cuff thing or whatever it is, and then sit up and do it, and then stand up and do it. And it would jump like 50 or something. It was so insane. The difference is they were really, really concerned about my heart because I weighed so little.
Yeah.
And like I said, in the end, I got him to agree at 52. Mind you, I was in there for so long. I think over 25 medical students interviewed me because of my unusual bullshit. And in the end, I couldn't even make it to 52, right? It was, I remember having the appointment, and he's like, it's literally a piece of cake or two. And I'm like, I can eat 100 pieces of cake. I don't know, it's not working. And I think it was like 200 grams less or so than 52 kilos.
Yeah.
And I managed to convince him to let me out.
They put you on a medication? Did he put you on something?
No, not that I'm aware of at that point. I would have to go through it all. I was on so much medication, like a lot of what I'm on with you, but he had me on like 15 milligrams of epilim, for example, instead of the 1,000, and do
you have the paperwork?
Yeah, I've got everything from the, because when I applied for the NDIS, I sent out stuff to every single doctor at hospital. I've got hundreds of it.
All right.
I just didn't think of it because today I thought that I was going to need the paperwork for my disability car parking. Turns out I don't need that till May, so that's okay. But yeah, like I said, if you can tell me what the name of it is, this thyroid thing, whatever the specific tests are, or is it easier if I find it out and then let you know?
If you can, I mean, if you said you're opposite to your sister and mum, they probably have hypothyroid.
That sounds it. That's the one.
And you probably have hyperthyroid.
That one's, that sounds
one's
like
hypo and one's hyper.
Yeah, I'm the hyper one. It's like
opposite.
my metabolism just runs so fast.
So maybe because you're also on other medication, maybe they actually did put you on a thyroid medication which you didn't realize because you're taking 10 other different medications.
Good point. Because I got to be honest, I filled my meds this morning. I'm just like, thank God, most of them have numbers on them. Some of them I got nothing.
Yeah.
And
So that, I think that's a possibility.
I can definitely go through it all. Like I said, I've got lots of time now,
Yeah.
And I need to get it fixed because obviously you can feel weak. It's adding to exhaustion.
Yeah.
I have to say I am grateful about one thing, and that is honestly the last month or so with uni, I think. Yeah, just even though I knew I was doing okay, it was there. It's still uni, right?
Yeah.
And it was consuming me. It was just like, and that's another thing I wanted to talk about with you is how overwhelmed I'm becoming now in the most simplest of places. Like it's to the point where I can't go grocery shopping by myself. Or I mean I can, but it doesn't ever go well. And like I was in Big W, to give you an example, just a few days ago, and I needed to pick up a few things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where or what shop I'm in, if I'm alone, it doesn't happen when I'm with people, but if I'm alone, it's like there's a clock in my head that starts counting.
Okay.
And it's almost like I can get as much done as I can, but I literally can feel the overwhelm start rising and rising and rising. And I know once that starts happening, I have two options. Try to get someone on the phone immediately to help ground me, to get through what I need to do. And like, I was almost done in Big W. I was literally standing in the chocolate aisle with the lollies. And the lollies and the chocolate and it's insane. I was in the moment literally about to have an actual flipping panic attack in Big W. I called everybody I could think of, couldn't get a hold of anyone, literally had to leave and go home.
Okay.
I needed to go to the supermarket. I needed to do stuff, and I couldn't do it. Like, I had to get straight in my car and get straight home.
Okay.
And that's happening a lot. And it's almost like, and I thought it was all uni related.
Yeah.
Now, the overwhelm and the anxiety and the not getting up in the morning, I can now see was very much uni sort of related.
Yeah.
And yet like there are things that I want to do. I'm on disability. I finished school. I'm not working. I need to put into me. You know, I recently learned in my first assignment this trimester what reactive relational aggression is. I'd never even heard of that. Turns out it's something I do constantly. I just didn't know. Believe you me, I've apologized to a lot of people lately. But it's like the overwhelm it's more confusing than anything else. So now I'm free in this. That's sort of how I'm feeling at the moment. And you know, I really want to do, say, Pilates machines, because they're meant to be really good and they help you build strength and things like that, right? And there's the pools near me which have got the hot hydro pool. Those are two things that I want to regularly do, right? And just sort of like schedule in. And it's crazy because it's all stuff I don't need people with. It's me. I can talk to everyone and anyone. I do that. But it's almost like if I am not meeting someone, I can't go out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like if I'm seeing my sister or coming here or going something for something different. If I would like to just go and sit in the spa, like, you know what I mean? There's a pool really near me, and just I don't know how to explain any of it. I know for a fact what I'm gonna do once I leave here. It's going straight home, and I'm just gonna like pretty much crash in front of the TV at this moment. I did learn something interesting. So I bought one of the new Emma queen beds and mattresses, and it's one of those memory foam mattresses. Yeah. I've never had one of them before, and when I first got it, I loved it, right? It appears, however, that because of the length of time I sleep sometimes, it's counteracting it. It's almost like I'm sinking into it.
Yeah.
And so I wake up and I am just in the most excruciating pain. I can't function for about the first hour of my day until that settles and the Ritalin kicks in, right? And anyway, I looked after my niece and nephew last night so my sister and that could go for Valentine's Day, and I put the futon down into a bed, yeah? And I ended up sleeping on the futon myself, just a cheap futon, right? And for the first time in weeks, I woke up this morning without that pain. And I'm like, so there's got to be something to it, right? with all the furniture that I had, because, you know, my friend left to go interstate, one of the things I received was a queen bed with a queen size mattress. Now, it's quite clearly a very expensive, good looking one. So I saw my chiropractor this morning as well, and we both agree it's worth swapping the mattresses out, because if a cheap futon didn't hurt my back, but this, like, it's weird, it's great, but it's like I'm sinking into it too much, you know? And I'm just trying to do anything I can, you know what I mean? Like, I've wanted to do machine Pilates for over a year, and the pools, and, you know, like, I own my own motorbike. I've owned my own motorbike since 2014. I have my full license. I would like to ride. Do you know what I mean? I pay my full insurance and rego every year for that bike, which I will never get rid of. Hence, the Pilates would come in favour. But it, you know, that I was saying it to Nicole. I was like, when she was monitoring me and decided and talked about and realised I had ADHD, the word I always used was, I feel stuck. Right? Because I felt like I had all this passion, this stuff, but I was stuck. Well, I'm obviously medicated now, as you're aware, but it's almost like it's back slightly. Does that make sense? Like, I am seeing the psychiatrist next month, so that's good.
Okay, that's
and
good.
Speaking of ADHD, it's quite common for siblings, My sister has a feeling she has it. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it would be easier if she can get a referral to my psychiatrist, obviously, because he's got all of the history. The thing is, she doesn't have a healthcare, and she doesn't have a pension. She only has Medicare, and I don't know how that stuff works. So there'll be, am I right to guess there's no kind of rebates without those two things?
I think so.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what I thought. I just wanted to check, because even that, like, to me, it's like, I know my first one was $550 and I got rebate, but to me, if it's going to help her, it's worth it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Like, she needs to see someone. And obviously she's real paranoid, like, if someone just thinks she's joking. And I'm like, it's hereditary. I've absolutely got it. I mean, it'd be fairly simple, I think. I'm going to talk to my psychiatrist and be like, can you help me? What can we do? I don't, unless you have any other advice. I mean, that's really it, right?
So your sister lives here,
Yeah.
But she doesn't have any...
Because her partner works full-time, and she's got 2 kids, and she's like a casual worker. Because I checked this morning, because I was like, I'm seeing my dog, but she's only got Medicare. But I know it's a lot of money, but to me it's like, if it's a one-off and then he can help her with meds, for example, do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know, like, all I know is everyone that I know who's got it and has kids, for example, all their kids have got it. And my sister does have a lot of the same stuff that happens to me. But all I can do is just ask the questions. So, you know, but yeah, because you're so busy that you can't take on clients at all, can you? Because I would get my sister to come to you in a heartbeat if I could, but you know, I know you are.
I'm pretty completely full.
No, I know you are. It's just, you know, like I say to everyone, you don't find a doctor who's as amazing as I think you are just anywhere. It took over a decade for me to find you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. That's what I was saying to my chiropractor. I was like, the doctor that referred me to you, I was like, she did not help me at all, because she held my past against me for everything.
Oh, okay.
She wouldn't help me because all she did was put me in the box. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick question while I'm thinking of it.
Yeah.
The health allied thing for the chiropractor, that's a thing the nurse does, yes?
Technically we both do it.
Because I rung this morning and I was like, I'm seeing Lane at 2:45. Is there any way I can do this while I'm here? And then the guy on the phone was like, no, there's definitely not. And I was like, okay, it's so confusing, and you know, like
Is your chiropractor Brian?
Yep. that's the
And
one.
what's his last name?
Oh, resurrection or something weird. Yeah, that's
You did?
that.
Yeah,
that yep.
it's a very weird name.
Yeah, I can't say it either, but he is
Okay.
amazing.
And do you see, like, with your one in your year, in your 12-month period, with all you've got 5 visits, do you do all 5 visits with him?
Yeah, because I'm actually getting bulk. After 5 years or so, I've managed to get him to give me discounted bulk rate.
Okay.
So he charges $100 for every half-hour appointment. Right?
Oh God! All right.
So I managed to get him to charge me $90. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, if you give me a discount, I will come every single fucking week. I was like, you're my doctor. Like, I said to him, I'm like, surely how completely uneven my everything is has to be adding to everything. It has to. Every time I lie down, my shoulder's up here. You know? And so I actually am seeing him weekly, right?
Okay.
So, like I said, I managed to get him to give me bulk discounts. So I've been paying for 6 at a time. But obviously I would like the 5 to put, I've said to them, I'm just going to give it to them. Yeah. And then when I need it, it's like bonus money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I constantly forget, especially when I'm the one that has to do the rebates. So, you know, the only other thing I was hoping we could do while I've got you, because I have no idea how long this appointment is. I just said, make it the longest one, because, you know, it's me. But I'm going to change the subject real quickly for a second and say, how your chain on your glasses is what I've been trying to use. And it is. I had exactly the same ones, and they kept breaking. But you've taped them.
Yeah, I've taped them. I had to tape it.
I've got them at home. Oh. These stupid ones don't come off, but the little one, okay, you just solved that problem. Thank you, because they're so much prettier.
They are.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. They're a little bit of a pain when they keep coming off.
Oh gosh, yes, and I'm very much a off-on person, but 50 kilos, fully clothed with shoes on.
Yeah, so you need to dig up the stuff and dig up your hospital notes.
Especially got them all. Yeah.
The specialist came to see you and
he did. Know. He was at the hospital, believe you me. I remember it was a late one because they truly thought I was lying. They honestly thought I was taking laxatives and throwing up and using the stairs. I've never used the stairs. I'm a lift person. Do you know? It's like, what are you thinking? But yeah, when they put me on full lockdown, as in not allowed to leave the hospital, that was
scary.
It was unusual. It was more funny in the sense that I just had medical student after medical student after medical student interview me, and at one point I said to one of the psychologists, why am I getting interviewed this many times? And she's like, because you've got a very unique set of, you know, conditions happening, so to speak. She's like, you're a good person to interview. So, you know, I always find that funny.
I'm trying to spell his silly name to
I
see
know,
if
right?
Is it the same as the word resurrection?
I guess so. It should be the same as everything you've ever had.
R-U-S-S-R-E-S, resurrection.
I know, right?
Sounds like that's correct.
Resurrection, isn't that what happened to Jesus or something? Sorry, I don't know. I'm not religious. Spiritual, not religious. I saw Rocky Horror Show live on Friday and Sunday.
Oh my God.
And that's the 4th and 5th time I've seen it.
Oh my God.
So I went 3 times when I was here last year. And then they traveled the world. And then they came back by demand. First opening night was Friday. And that was the last day of my exam.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, the universe is saying, well done, Liv, by bringing me my favourite show on the entire planet back on the day of my last exam. And I managed to get a hotel literally next door.
Oh.
So I took my sister out. She's never been to the theatre. She's never been anywhere.
Really?
It's hilarious. Yeah, I was like, well, you're my new musical buddy.
There you go. New musical buddy.
Hey, you know those random 3P tests I had to do because of the red
cells?
thing? Did they come, like, were they normal? They fine? That's the only one I'm not sure about.
Negative. Yep, they're all normal.
Good to know.
Okay, so I've actually just put together your care plan for you.
Oh, that's it? That's
That's
done?
it.
Oh,
Yep.
look at that.
'Cause I
Guy
did
on the phone
bulk-
didn't know what he's talking about.
No, I did the bulk of the paperwork.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
So we just now have to find out the mystery of your weight loss.
Yep.
Yes, I think definitely thyroid will have, it could be that.
Can I? Oh, no, I can give this to them, don't I?
What do you need?
I was just going to borrow a pen.
I was going to ask you, have you had a thyroid ultrasound before?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't know what that even is.
They're going to ultrasound your neck.
Oh, yeah.
The thyroid is.
Yeah.
Holding the blood's what we need to do, but I want to get all the info
Correct.
that I need because I don't want you to be stabbed 100 times.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm still really thinking that I need health insurance. It's a year later, and I'm like really thinking I should do it.
You need it.
I do need it, don't I?
Yes, you need it.
Oh, I freaking knew that because I talked to Nicole and she was like, I don't think you need it.
No,
and I was
need
like, I'm fairly certain I do. I'm absolutely positive my dog's telling me he's dying.
You need it.
And yeah, thank you. Because I want top psychiatric care.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm a little like, I put it to you this way: if I was still being seen by the psychiatrist at the Albert Road, I'd be in a hospital by now. They would not give me, they made it incredibly clear. They were like, you either come in voluntarily or we're going to make you.
Oh dear.
I know, right? So I need, what are we doing? Information from Alfred for thyroid. I'm just going to get as much information that I can. I'll just get, specialists. Because I need to still figure out what's, because obviously you know that as soon as my birth certificate is fixed, it's way off with whatever, I'll be applying for the citizenship. To then obviously apply, for the NDIS.
Yeah.
Because, what did you say? Ultrasound on neck,
Yeah.
And before we finish up, I think I just want to make sure I've got scripts. Oh, 'cause I need to go back to my normal pharmacist. It's just so confusing now.
Yeah.
Right. I can go downstairs and see if they're free. Actually, can't I? Is there something else I was meant to do? Get the information from the thyroid. I'll get all the specialist information I can through the documents. Obviously, I'm going to do the ultrasound.
Yes.
And I think that was it, wasn't it?
And then the care plan, which you already got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, care plan for that. Thank you. All right. So your only days, I know you work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Like I said, I just get confused with the stuff, but
thank you.
You are someone I will travel miles for.
All right, so you're going to get your information together.
I'm going to do that, yeah.
And then when I've got the information, you'll know what blood test to order. You're going to do the ultrasound.
Should I make an appointment with you now?
Yeah, do you know
I'm free.
when do you want to...
I'm free all the time.
Well, do you want to give yourself a